Hopefully this will actually record. It's not going to stay. I will entertain thee until it's ready to focus. Good enough. Okay. So I claim that reality is only as rigid as the worldviews that we have. And that if we learn to have a dynamic worldview, if we think about what we do in dreams, and for instance, you can be in a lucid dream and you can go from one room to another without any story, without any there being any causation. You're not thinking about what made you go from one room to another. Even the idea that your thoughts cause you to go is, I think, is wrong. Your thoughts didn't really make you go from one place to another. You just went. And I think the rules of reality are along those lines, except that we're allowing it to be more consistent because actually, I don't think it's allowing thing. I think we're in a rut. We're at a place where we really think reality is this tight, rigid thing because of the way we've evolved. And evolution is not in contradiction to this. You can imagine how the universe might bootstrap itself into ever higher levels of awareness. And when you get to a higher and higher level of awareness, you can have a dynamic worldview and create experiences that seem to us like they'd be in violation to the laws of physics. And the laws of physics aren't really the rigid laws that we think they are. I think what's eventually going to be replace what we think are the laws of physics are the consistencies of experience, where everything we experience as the laws of physics are simply consistencies that hold together a common reality. That's a big claim. It's going to take some work to show how that's true. But one of the things that comes to mind about how to actually demonstrate that is you can hypnotize people. I don't know how many people you have to, if everyone in the room would have to be hypnotized. This is why I want to do the experiments to find out. But when I run the thought experiments, I keep wondering what will happen is if you hypnotize someone to get up on a step stool and then there's another step stool, and you tell them that there's a balance beam between the two. Or maybe you can just, you like have something that looks a lot like a balance beam but without the actual beam. But you hypnotize someone to get up on top of that and then walk across. I claim that under hypnosis, a person who thinks that there is if everyone is properly hypnotized, to think there is actually a beam there, and we just have an objective video camera, just that, I'm fairly certain we will watch someone walk on air. That is a crazy claim from what we understand about reality. But if I'm right about the way reality is actually structured, and it's structured by that which is in it, and that which is in it, and it's basically all there are the models of reality that the self-modeling reality is projecting, then that should happen. I can't think of any reason why I wouldn't, and that's why I like that kind of test, because if it doesn't work out that way, I'm like, well, I guess that's just the wrong way of looking at it. And I really want to go in the direction of testing those types of ideas, because there's so often that people are giving these hopes that reality is something really fantastic like that, and we're just failing to become the fantastic beings that we could be. And I think that is incredibly harmful to our lives. So on the one hand, I'm one of those people who are hopeful that maybe we're these beings with these great potential that we can do all this really amazing stuff, and we just haven't figured out how to do it yet. Or maybe the reality that we've come to understand is that is the way it is, and this is, we might be able to gradually grow and evolve and stuff, but I think it's important to not let that stuff stay in beliefs, and when you come across, or to as often as possible, test those ideas, and when you come across something that says, no, this isn't real. Humans can't actually do that. We don't excuse it or try to make it. We don't do apologetics. We just let go of the idea that we're capable of doing that. So, I don't know, I'm trying to summarize everything, because most of what I just said right there I wasn't expecting to actually say. I had a whole other thing that I said on a different part of the room, and Dane's camera didn't record, so now I'm thinking something different, and this something different is very different. Because I really want to convince everyone that it's possible for us to live in a different reality. And if we have just a different worldview and we become, we have a dynamic worldviews that we could all potentially say hang out in a room and decide that play a game with a different set of laws of physics because we're projecting a different set of laws of physics. Maybe we make gravity, I jump up and down, I take a little bit longer getting up, a little bit longer getting down, or maybe it's not quite an inverse square law. We change it in some respect. Just like we do in video games, or we do something along those lines. But there's no indication at present, other than my experiences where I've seen friends stay in the air a little bit longer than they probably should, or I felt like I have. But it's all subjective and it's all questionable. And I really want to put forth effort to make sure that this fantastic sounding stuff goes into either brought out into the light of true understanding and people start to really have these experiences, or it's finally done away with as silly magical thinking. We've been riding the middle for too long. At least I have. So hopefully someone got something. Obviously, I want other people to get something out of it. But if you liked it, click on subscribe and press like, and hopefully you'll enjoy future videos.